bloody.
Do you think?
Well, we're in the Halloween scary month, so things will be getting bloody.
I was in a pub today.
Oh yeah.
And it said booze and booze.
Ah, BOOS and BOOZE.
Yeah.
Or ZE.
Booze and
from other
booze.
places.
And I looked at it and I thought, yeah.
You know what? That's a funny one to start the day.
Yeah. I mean...
Or the afternoon. Or evening or night. Oh, we forgot to change the number. Oh, well. It's 29-2. How about that?
Hang on.
As if the numbers are related to anything anyway. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I scaring you?
Sorted.
There we go. Episode 92.
Welcome to episode 92 of the broadcast.
I'm your host Alex, joined by Jim.
I'm your host Jim, joined by Alex.
Do your best impression of me.
Do your best impression of me.
No, actually try.
No, actually try.
No, try harder than that.
Try harder than that. Wait, no, let me do that one again. Try harder than that.
Oh, you saying I say my T's more?
You saying I say my T's more? Do an impression of me then.
Do an impression of me then.
No, a proper impression of me.
No, a proper impression of me then.
Then me a proper impression of.
Oh god. Too many layers. Too many layers, like a Photoshop document. Layer 1, layer 2. Change the transparency on layer 3.
Is that a technique?
I don't know. Maybe?
Photoshop frightens me. Visual frighten.
You're frightened by visuals, you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm frightened by Halloween. Why do you think I don't partake?
You do?
Yeah, but only for the scares. Like, I like becoming scare.
You like being the scarer?
I dress up and then I just go around like, you know, just at people. Not even looking for a trick, not even looking for a treat. More like a mischief.
Like Michael Myers?
Or Freddy or Jason.
Yeah.
Or any number killer. Well, bro, we got some things to talk about today.
Why?
We don't have to if you don't want. We have total freedom. We can do what we want.
What, the producers have unclenched their fists?
It's Halloween, so I finally dealt with them, if you know what I'm saying.
Boo?
I asked them, hey, jar producer, trick or treat?
Did they get tricked or treated?
Let's just say they got a form of trick that they might not be coming back from.
That's quite explicit.
Yes. Before we get too deep into the show, let me shout out those Jar Media patrons over at the Patreon that make the audio version of the show possible. But that's not all. They get that raw, unfiltered, spicy MP3.
Raw.
Yep, that's up on the Patreons, normally a few hours early as well on the day that I chucked that one up there, as well as Jar After Hours on Patreon. The sort of 10-15 minute after moment, if there's a few questions that are running long or something that just feels right. Like today we're going to do a little discussion on Shadow of the Erd Tree. I finally finished it. It's not going to be locked away to Patreon forever, just for a few weeks until there's a bit of a backlog and
months or years,
yes. And of course, last but not least, the Jar Media group chat, an ongoing chat with the Jarlings where they can, before I record, I'll put a message out there saying, hey, anything we should talk about today? And they will supply straight to the veins, those scary Halloween veins. You know, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Does all that make sense? Sometimes I sound a little bit crazy when I hear myself out loud.
I think relatively yes.
Do you think I should compliment it with a little...
Yeah.
Seeing as it's
like
the
a
Halloween.
Chucky type.
A Chucky. I was trying to do my Joker. That would be my Joker laugh.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. You could be an Injustice or something.
Oh, the Injustice Joker.
Yeah.
What would your Joker laugh be?
I'd go.
Just a Joker that goes...
Yeah.
Just does a little snort out of his nose.
No, I go.
Oh, that's more like the snide.
The snide Joker. I keep getting that clip from the Justice League where Batman's like, and trust me, I will kill you.
You mean the best scene ever filmed?
Yeah. and the caption is always like, most legendary scene of all time.
Really?
It's like, yeah. And trust me, I will kill you. It's just like the lamest shit I've ever
such
seen.
an awesomely bad scene.
Yeah.
I think it might be one of the worst things ever filmed.
You're kind of a huh, Batman. I'll kill you.
Oh man, it's so hilarious. And the close-up, like, it's shot so awkwardly close on their faces.
Mm-hmm.
Batman's like stiff. Cowl. I will kill. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And people used to make fun of the Dark Knight Batman. The Christian Bale.
Yeah.
On the way. Every single YouTube joke from like 2008 to 2015 with Batman in, that was...
Yeah, that...
What did you say, Bat? The good old times, some call it.
The pure times.
Before Batfleck came in and...
Before politics existed.
Well, speaking of politics... Well, got ya. That was just a little trick, a Halloween trick. But I'm going to pluck and go into the housekeeping right now. We round out some of those conversations from the previous week. And also pluck a couple from the aforementioned Jar Media Group chat. Like this one from Mr. Blue Pumpkin. And bro, you brought some controversy, some much needed JARChiversy actually.
Nope.
You know, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
Hang on, let me just grab my prop. I need him to keep me calm for this discussion. He says, Jim needs to be punished for this Kung Fu Panda take. I can handle the Dark Souls 2 hate, but this is unacceptable. You can even see how distraught Alex is when Jim spouted his filth. Although this being his biggest L in Jar history is quite impressive, given how long Jar has been running. Biggest L in Jar history. What say you, Ka-chow?
I find it interesting that people can't even have their own opinions nowadays. Like, this is your fault. You're sending me down the right-wing pipeline.
You're radicalized by Kung Fu Panda 1.
I've been radicalized because all you liberals think the same, you know?
You're the first person to be radicalized by Kung Fu Panda.
No, that's been so funny. I mean, I'm just saying how I feel. You know, because we had that whole discussion about movies, right? And my main, gauge of how much I like a film is how much it makes me feel, right? Kung Fu Panda doesn't really move the bar.
Is it like one of these, right? When something connects, you want to go like, go on, son.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly it.
You know?
Or you want to be like...
Sorry for the audio listeners there, but I had to... this prop is just inspiring me to get all physical today.
Yeah, no, I like the dynamism.
Oh, good word. Dinosaurism.
Yeah. But yeah, I just remember watching Kung Fu Panda 1 the last time I watched it, and not really...
Didn't move the needle?
I wasn't particularly moved.
Really?
Like, emotionally in any capacity.
The emotion isn't centered around Poe as much in that movie. It's more the villain, who I messed up. The booze 6353.
Yeah.
Alex mixing up Tai Lung and Kai Lang from Mass Effect is hilarious.
That's fair. I'll give you that one.
Obviously, Kai Lang, right? Is that the...
Kai Lang sucks. Kai Lang is Troy Baker.
So it's Tai Lung is the cool Kung Fu Panda tiger.
Yeah, Kai Lang.
Tai Tiger. That's an easier way of remembering it, I guess. He's a cool villain. And he's got the emotional arc of the film, I would say. You know, and Dustin Hoffman's panda or whatever. What are they called? You know, them little things that he is.
Rat?
Yeah, he's a little rat guy.
Yeah.
He's got charisma.
Yeah.
The music.
Music's good.
Laying down.
No, the emotional center is Turtle. But then he kills himself halfway through the film.
Yeah, which is emotional.
Yeah, but then you've got the second half to get through, and it's like, eh.
No, then it shifts to Tai Lung.
Then Kai Lang breaks out of the Citadel or fucking whatever.
That's an amazing scene. There's loads of really good action scenes. There's that one. There's the chopstick action scene. That's really good. I will agree that it's unevenly weighted as far as how good the action scenes are placed. Like, it kind of fizzles out in the final one with the skadoosh.
Yeah.
I get why, you know.
The climax isn't very effective. That's where the most like emotion needs to be in any film.
That, and it's why I think 2 is better than 1 as well. Yeah. But that's what started this whole journey. I remember sitting in the flat, for some reason putting on Kung Fu Panda 2. No, it's because we did the IHE Little Panda Fighter, like, trying to watch, and I made a video around about that time. And then I rewatched Kung Fu Panda 2 and 1. And as a response to that, to remind myself, like, what are these movies even like? I can't remember. Mm-hmm. And then, it was from watching 2 and being like, go on, son.
Come on, my son.
Yeah. That really sort of cemented it in my heart forever. And then I went through like an obsessive phase of listening to the entire soundtrack.
Maybe because I'm pretty sure I saw Kung Fu Panda 2 before I ever saw Kung Fu Panda 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I show you it or something?
Yeah, because you were like, dude, this film is like the best. I think it's my favourite film of all time. And I was like, shit, okay, I'll watch it. So we watched it. And then went back and watched Kung Fu Panda 1, I guess. And nothing. You know?
Not nothing.
And Kung Fu Panda 3 can actually eat my sandwich.
Bro, you haven't even seen 4.
Oh yeah, 4 came out.
Oh my god. Aquafina Fox?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Furbait Fox? Nah. I'm still upset about that. Because I saw DreamWorks' newest movie, The Wild Robot, which everyone's raving about. And it was cute. And looks amazing. That's the main thing.
What's the film with Rihanna in it?
Oh, Home?
And Jinkies, or whatever he's called.
Bazinga.
Yeah.
That's a 3D printed movie, that one. You know?
Yeah.
In fact, that's an insult to 3D printing. At least you can 3D print something useful.
A gun. To kill yourself after watching.
Yeah, so do you have any apologies for the slanders?
I can't help what I feel, and I'm just telling you what I feel, you know? I appreciate that, and like I'm not saying that these merits don't exist. I'm saying that they just don't, you know, make me feel alive.
Oh, another really good action scene, the one on the bridge in the first movie against the Furious 5. Really, or is that in the second one? No, that's the first one. Good ass scene.
You know what's better?
What?
The wheel.
The wheel?
Yeah.
From Pirates of the Caribbean.
They're on that wagon that's like slowly falling apart in the second one.
Yeah, that's an awesome scene too. And the building coming down and...
Yeah. It goes crazy and the cannonball.
Yeah. So Jim's wrong. That's fine. Everyone's wrong sometimes. But
I'm not wrong.
Twy87 says, Alex's body language and condescending attitude reflects his ongoing regression back into the Aichi persona. Mark my words, by this time next year, he'll be sat off screen again, lording it over us peasants. Saying that, I'll take the official Aichi account off his hands for £0.49. The highest offer I've got so far is £20. So I'm tempted. That's like a Sammy's kebab.
That's like 2.
Yeah, that's probably what it's worth. On that.
Yeah,
Do you know the thing about him? You know these pictures of Elon jumping?
No, you've told me about this.
You haven't seen any of them.
Doing his little baby toddler jumps.
He's doing it again and again. Because what happens when you jump in the air? You turn into an X.
Oh. Really?
Imagine making that somehow lamer. Like, it sounds lame and baby already. This grown-ass man, billionaire, richest man in the world, is jumping up and down like an excited toddler who's just seen Kung Fu Panda 2 for the first time. And it's also he's just obsessed with X. It's weird. Space X. X.com. And Sam Will 1999 kind of, I guess, proves his comment right, saying, watch an episode of Jar. Take a shot of vodka every time one of them says Elon Musk. Get bloody wankered. Do we talk about him that much, or is it like...
No. He's just making it up.
Yeah. Shut up, Sam.
Shut up, Musk.
Highs147 said, he's back. Cuts to Wallace walking into the Jar set via an endgame portal. That would be hype.
No, surely it should be Wallace coming in through the portal, then he says he's back.
Yeah, you could do that as like first half an hour of a movie is like Gromit all alone because Wallace has died.
Oh, sheesh.
And then he's like, on your left. On your left, Gromit.
On your Wensleydale, Gromit.
Yeah, we'll get that one day. Bad Cha-Cha says Halo was good once, in quotes. Yeah, okay, Grandpa, let's get you back to bed.
I read that comment and
gave it a like.
Well, it kind of like stun-locked me.
Because it's so true.
Yeah.
You okay, Grandpa? Let's get you back to bed.
Yeah.
No, please, believe me.
Yeah.
I was right once.
It's gonna be reality.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm playing GTA 6 in a retirement home.
Yeah. Let's end this segment with... Actually, no, there's 2 more I want to do here. Gebby of the Boreal Valley says, do either of you or Jim watch Elden Ring lore videos? I beat the game once and feel like I know F all. Did you guys learn the lore from multiple playthroughs, or was it through lore videos, or any combination of both? Both. Thanks, my lovelies. I've watched them, but I haven't really retained any of it. I've only just caught up to Sekiro lore. Because I recently replayed a bunch of it when I got the projector and was like, oh, that's what this environment is. That's what these monks are doing. I never even really thought about it, to be honest. They're quite obtuse stories, or it's not demanded of you to even engage with
you can engage with it as much as you want to.
And I have watched some Elden Ring lore videos, but I can't say I've retained any of it, and mostly because I'm so bad with names and remembering names. Rani, Renala,
R'Lana now.
Mikhail, is that one?
Mikola.
But then there's so many names, and I can't.
Radahn.
Yeah. Do you know the Elden Ring story and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Vati is obviously the place to go.
Yeah.
I'm
kind of with Gebby though, where I don't really know the context or necessarily feel like I need to know. It's almost fun feeling just overwhelmed by what the hell's even going on.
Well, yeah, it can be a more interpretive
more immersive
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my first playthroughs are always blind. I just want to try and find some. So there's a few channels that they're just so good.
Give me an overview. So everything's about the tree, right? The Erd tree.
Well, where do you want to start?
I thought that was like... I don't know.
Before the Erd tree, in every single Miyazaki game, pretty much, there's ancient dragons, right? So, like, Farama Zula, that place you go in the storm right at the end, that was, like, the original capital. Do you remember Placidusax?
Yeah.
The dragon at the end of time? He was the original Elden Lord, right? But then, like, even before
what does being an Elden Lord even mean?
You're
a god.
You're like the one who is like the figurehead of
the world.
The
fantasy
like,
land.
From what I understand, the Elden Lord like chooses the values and it's always in eras.
But through magic, through
power, you're like granted it. So the
it's like a blessing.
I think because the lore from the DLC adds more. So something arrived from space, which was like a what do you call it? Like
Is that what that weird bug thing you fight?
No, that comes later because that's that underground society.
Yeah.
They used to be above ground, but they upset the what do they call it? The greater will, which is like the god.
So there are gods.
Yeah, but it's more like Lovecraftian. They're like
they're harder
aliens?
to understand.
They're it's all to do with the stars and shit. You know,
right.
So there's kind of gods, but they're not gods. They're above gods because Marika is a god.
And those are the stakes of Marika that you like.
Yeah, so she's the one who is also. Is it Radovid? Yeah.
So there's Radovid, Radon.
No, Radagon. Sorry, Radovid is the Witcher. Radagon. Radagon and Marika are the same person, but they're separate beings. The same way Saint Trina and Mikola are one person, but separate, like, entities.
I got none of this from playing. None.
What's
the tree about then? I thought the tree was like the everything. The Erd tree.
So the Erd tree grew from the last boss.
Grew
right?
From?
Yeah, like he sent down this meteor or whatever. This greater will. Mm-hmm. See, there's theories now that the greater will isn't even like a sentient thing. It's more like
a Big Bang type event.
Yeah, it's
right.
Well, it's more like just the causality of the universe, the greater will. So
a starting point.
Yeah, or like just time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like events that happen. It's the greater will. So there's debates amongst the people telling the stories, but yeah, this tree grows. Which
so it's like a magic tree, a godly tree almost.
Yeah. I mean, I need to fucking have a refresh, but
it's crazy you can remember all this though.
all these videos, because you can have a whole hour-and-a-half video just on the dragons, or you can have like a whole hour-long video just on a type of enemy. Like it goes so fucking deep, but they all overlap and shit. So trying to get a coherent timeline of what happened, because there's also like a period where it was called like the Crucible, where life was just like all life was just the same thing in like a melting pot. Like there weren't distinctions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's the horned guys who get like, they used to be worshipped, but then in the current age they're like stuck underground.
What about like, what's he called? Star Scourge Radahn or something? Star something?
Star Scourge
Radahn. What's on his tiny horse? What's that about?
So do you remember I said Marika and Radagon are the same body but different people?
Yeah.
Right? Marika is the king. And this is when it's obvious that George R.R. Martin helped write it.
Yeah.
Because she incests with herself.
Okay. Of course there's incest somewhere.
So, while she was with... Do you remember Hora Lu? He's like the penultimate boss.
What's he
the
like?
topless guy. He's like shredded and he does wrestling
yeah.
moves on you. So he was the original Elden Lord of the Golden Era. And Radagon was like the head of the military. And he was going to war with that magic castle.
Okay.
Right. And then
the lady with the...
Yeah, Renala.
Yeah.
He ends up marrying her and having kids. Rani, Radahn, and the snake guy, whose name is
the snake
slipping my mind.
Boss thing.
Yeah, the big snake.
Oh, okay.
He was a heretic and he fed himself to a god-eating snake, so that it would grow stronger.
So that weird face on it is him.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. What's his fucking name? That's annoying me. So yeah. But then Radagon leaves Renala to marry Marika.
Mm-hmm.
Himself. Star Scourge Radahn, being technically related to the golden lineage, can become a god. Or can he? Maybe not, but he's good at magic and shit. 'Cause his mum is a magician lady. His dad...
he does a bunch of like meteor type
Yeah, so...
attacks.
Yeah, that's why he's on his tiny horse, because he loves his horse. So he learned gravity magic so that he could stay on his horse.
But it's like it's so old and dying.
Yeah, but he like levitates above it, so he's not actually like crushing it.
Right.
Yeah, and he...
Damn.
Do you remember after the boss fight, a meteor comes down?
Oh yeah.
And blows up like a hole.
I guess minor spoilers for Elden Ring.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, that's
won't say
because
the DLC stuff.
He's frozen all of time, like in space. He's frozen the movement.
Like in
of the
stasis.
like that's how powerful he is. You're fighting him while he's got scarlet rot, and he's frozen all of the stars in their space.
Right, scarlet rot as well.
Yeah, because then there's the fucking... I always forget that boss's name, like the hardest boss in the game.
The lady.
I will solo her.
Oh god.
Let me
Doesn't that
solo
begin
her.
with an M as well?
Yeah, because it's Mikola's sister.
If I just put Elden Ring. Hardest boss.
It'll be right.
Malekith?
No.
Melania.
Yeah. Melania. So Melania and Mikola are the kids of Radagon and Marika. Right, the incest same person. And it's theorized because she had children with herself. That's why both of her kids are like fucked up.
They're all messed up.
Because Mikola like can't age, so is forever a child. And Melania has the Scarlet Rot.
Yeah. So then, it was Wright, by the way.
Wright, yeah.
Lord of Blasphemy. I guess blasphemy being him betraying them somehow, going against what he's supposed to. So then, how much of this first did you get? Did you have to watch videos to understand this? How much of it did you understand from like the cutscenes and whatnot?
10%, if not less.
Yeah. So then, like, what's Moog the Omen? You have to beat to start the DLC.
He's the kid. He's the brother of the like first main boss of the game.
Okay.
Some Moog and Morgott.
Godfrey and Godric.
No, Morgott. Do you remember he's got like the stick and he's got the big piss hammer, the yellow big hammer. So Morgott and Moog, brothers, they're the kids of Horaloo, America.
So are there like naming conventions that when they tend to start with the same letter, they're from the same family?
Yeah, it's just like
like the Lannisters or whatever.
Yeah, it's like Tyrion, Tywin.
Okay. See, I probably should have, I don't know, paid more attention to that because I was trying to pay attention early on, but then when it was like Godfrey and Godric and these kind of similar looking dudes or whatever, I was like, man, I can't keep up with these people. I don't know who is who, and it doesn't, as we said, doesn't really matter to your experience of actually playing the game. Like, and then what about the giants? There's like a big implication with the like. That was one thing I picked up with the map design and whatnot. It's like there's giant skulls and like big skeletons of like giant people.
The giants
and then you fight one later on.
The giants were like an ancient species, like early man.
Right. And they're like nearly extinct type thing.
And I think it was Radagon. Yeah, or Radagon descended from them because, like, in the Elden Ring lore, if you have red hair, you descended from the giants. Because they're like the fire giants.
That's like Game of Thrones 2. There's a whole giant thing.
Yeah, and they're all up in the northern mountainous part. But Radagon, like, they ward the golden guys. Warred with the giants because the giants were the ones with the only thing that could burn the Erd Tree.
Okay.
Which the story does explicitly show you.
Yeah. And there's like, when you're exploring the world, there are these giant troll things like walking around. Are they like undead giants or something?
I think they're more like slaves.
They look kind of like zombies though.
Yeah, they're not giants. I think the trolls teamed up with humans to beat the giants.
Okay.
But they're not like respected and shit. You see them with like big chains in their backs,
they're like pulling things around and
yeah.
I mean, that's all very interesting when it's explained to me like that.
Dude, the Elden Ring.
Do you prefer, which out of the Souls games do you like the lore of the most? Like, do you still like Dark Souls more, as far as like just the story and world?
I think,
because most people I feel like Bloodborne's one the most.
Bloodborne's is really cool.
It is cool,
but I don't find that sort of era quite as interesting. I prefer more like old school fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Dark Souls 1. It's I think Dark Souls 1 might have the best stories. Like the characters in the game.
Yeah. So yeah,
Elden Ring is really good. All the lore. Like you can, and I have legit just watched a video as if it was a movie. Like for the entirety. And Vati has like some where he goes through the storyline of a character, and there's like fight scenes and shit, and then he's like a narrator. It's so cool.
Because I've always liked the tree being like a central important thing with the world, and like when you're underground, you find its roots and stuff like that. I love that kind of thing. Yeah.
Because that's like their whole culture of death, is that you want to return to the Erdtree when you die. Like you're giving yourself
feeding it to it.
Yes, all those dungeons in the game, of which there are many.
100 billion.
They're all like graves where people want to be buried. And if you're not buried there, then...
Man. That's crazy. I feel like we do like 3 hours on that alone.
Yeah. No, genuinely. I mean, if you tallied up the runtime of Vati's videos, just his, not including like every other YouTuber, of which there are many good ones.
It's like seasons and seasons and seasons of a TV show or something.
It's tens of hours, and they're going to be more succinct than me.
Well, we can return to Elden Ring and After Hours, talk about that DLC, but first we'll see after these messages for some questions. Life can be a dick sometimes, so get your dick from out your hand. And don't be a dick, wear a dick. Dick the Head t-shirts available now. Check the description below. Welcome to the second half of the broadcast, so we head over to the suggestion thread over on the Jar Media subreddit. Not FNAF. Although do go over there and have a little look around, because it's always popping off and growing scarily.
FNAF.
FNAF. So let's start with this one from Goldfire VI. Question for Alex or Randy if he's available. What are your thoughts on Edgar Wright's George Lucasing Shaun of the Dead with the new remastered release of the movie? If you haven't heard, he's taken the scene where Shaun slips on blood in the shop and added an actual visible blood pool that wasn't in the original. I personally don't see the point in making this change, as the scene was already perfect as it is, but I also don't think it really matters that much, like some hyperbolic monkeys on the internet seem to think. Weird. My gut says, like, why?
Maybe it just bugged him.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of part of it where it's like, that is filmmaking? You're not always going to be able to get every single meticulous detail, and it's been released, it's connected with people for what it is then.
Yeah, but you can now.
But like, I know the shot is the moment he's talking about, and it's like, surely it almost hurts the believability of the scene more. Because it's like, it's already, he's like in his own world, ignoring the craziness around him.
Is it when he's hungover?
Yeah, when he goes to the shop, right, and he like slips at a certain point. I don't know. I'd have to see it for myself to see how distracting it is, so maybe I wouldn't even noticed if it wasn't pointed out to me.
Yeah.
But just on a principle
Is that the only thing that was changed?
I think so, as far as I'm aware. But why even play with it? You just leave it, or...
can of worms.
Yeah, why even open that can of worms? And if you're going to, I just want to make sure there's options to always have both options, you know? Unlike the Star Wars thing where you just can't see it without finding the despecialized versions or whatever.
Yeah. Are they not even on Disney?
No.
That's bad.
Yeah. No Haj has a Jim question. I was going to play through the Arkham games for the first time soon. Jim recently poo-pooed on Arkham Origins, but I went back and looked at your old Jar review, and you were both really positive. Where do you stand on this game nowadays? Has your opinion on it lowered significantly?
Yes.
I was trying to think about this earlier, where I think that game is, in a vacuum, it's fine.
Yeah.
As like a Batman game. Like if the Arkham games didn't exist and that was the only Arkham game, it would be like, that's like
great.
A cool Batman game.
It'll be good.
You know? It's like on the level of like the Spider-Man games to me. probably. But it's just not as good.
It's not as good as
not as
Spider-Man
tight
1.
as the Arkham games.
No, that's the thing. Because they're all out. So last time I was on a Batman thing, I played Arkham Asylum straight into Arkham City. Was like, whoa, goddamn! Straight onto Arkham Knight. Whoa, this is way better than I remember. Stopped halfway through Arkham Knight. Wait a minute. One came out between these two.
Mm-hmm.
Better go buy that and jump on quick. Did that, jumped on, and I was like, fuck.
On Steam?
Yeah.
Doesn't it have like a really notoriously bad port, or is that Knight? Or both?
Knight had a really bad port. I think they both did. They're fine now though, like.
Right.
I
just remember being bugged by, you have these like this charging bar with these like electric gloves that was just like an instant wind move.
Yeah,
I remember that being lame.
They made a few like little adjustments that it's like, why?
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of them I'm cool with. Little footsteps in the snow, that's quite nice. I like the stance he goes into when like he's surrounded by bad guys, because normally it's just like funny Batman.
Right, he'd stand there really stiffly.
Yeah, which is kind of like cool in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he's so unfazed.
He just doesn't even care.
He can just snap into any position at any point. But this is a younger Batman. This is like a less experienced, more scrappy guy. So he goes into this stance. Looks kind of cool. But then there's stuff that like slows the gameplay down. And this might sound hyper specific, but in Arkham City they introduced this mechanic where you do a stun, dodge into them, and you like run up their body and then jump on them, like pound them when they're using a shield. That's how you get past them. But if you dodge again while stood on them, you can jump onto another guy and slam him instead. In Arkham City, it's just like up and slam. In Arkham Origins, you like run up them, drop onto them, and then stand there for a second and hit them again while they're down. And it doesn't knock them out, I'm pretty sure. And all the while, you can be hit while that's happening. Whereas, like, as a rule in all the other games, there are certain things you can do that negate that from being a possibility. You can't get hurt, you can give yourself a breather by doing certain actions. And that tiny oversight really, really annoyed me.
It's one of those things that sounds small, but the more you play at a certain level, the more
and you pick up more and more stuff like it. And like they made the stealth too easy with the claw thing where you can just shoot.
That's right.
A gargoyle and a guy, and it just sucks him up to it. You know, and then there's the gloves, which makes every combat scenario
sounds like easy. Spider-Man stealth, which sucks.
Yeah, really boring.
Yeah, insanely boring.
Arkham Origins stealth isn't like awful by any means.
It's not as bad as Spider-Man, no. I remember like the bosses being good.
Yeah, the
There's
bosses
some memorable
cool.
kind of like set pieces.
The open world sucks though. It's such a drag to go around.
And I remember nothing about actually like traversing.
They have like the towers.
That's right, the Ubisoft towers.
Yeah, so you've got to like go in and do a radio thing, and it's just
more like derivative design.
Yeah, less creative, less its own thing.
But I still wouldn't call it a bad game.
No, I don't hate it. It's just it really disappointed me because my memories were really solid of it. And I may still go back and play it because like the story and stuff is quite fun.
Like Deathstroke, right?
If I were playing the Arkham games for the first time, I'd maybe say start with it.
Really?
Start with Origins. Asylum will be weird to go back to, but you'll get the hang of it and appreciate it for what it is. And then City will fucking blow your mind.
Okay. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking answer this one from FairAd5082. Hello, Jarwood. I recently deleted all my social media, mostly because I realised I only had one life and didn't want to spend it completely dead to the world. but partially because my feed had been completely taken over by conspiracy theorists. This is totally my own fault, as I created this feedback loop by watching/sharing these when I saw them, as they got increasingly unhinged and hilarious. Highlights include someone claiming that anchovies and centipedes were actually the same thing. Another claim was that the reason why all 21st century men are such spineless beta males, not my words, is literally because the 2 at the start of their birth year imbues them with feminine energy. This got to the point where I felt like I was totally losing my faith in the survival of the human race, so then I had to exit the rhythm. Have you had any experience with this kind of rabbit hole, / do you think there is a noticeable societal trend of everyone completely losing their minds? Case in point, Russell Brand is now selling 180 quid amulets to protect you from Wi-Fi. From Touch Grass Enjoyer. Have you seen that?
No.
He's full on like snake oil salesman grifter now. Like he is the snake oil salesman from Red Dead. Like he's doing exactly that.
Makes sense for him.
Uh-huh.
He's always had the gift of the gab.
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking clown.
Yeah. At least clowns can be funny though.
Mostly scary.
Yeah, mostly scary, which I suppose he's good at doing as well. Yeah, I've never had like my algorithm turn into that
no,
level.
not that severely.
Not like I mean, that sounds like Elden Ring lore, that like anchovies and centipedes were actually the same thing a millennia ago.
Yeah. That's more Sekiro lore, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I've dabbled, I'd say.
In the conspiracy, like in a trolley kind of way, like this guy, or like ever been like, hang on a minute.
More like,
maybe this is real.
You know, when you stand in front of a mirror and you're like in the dark with the candles, and you're like, you know, maybe if I said this 3 times.
Oh right. Except when I have that thought, I just do it and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but like a little part of you is like kind of like, I kind of hope it is real. You know, just because it'll be crazy.
Yeah. Just because it'll be crazy.
Yeah, it'll be like more interesting if it was true.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Just this Monday, I was in the gym listening to a conspiracy theory video.
What was the subject?
I don't know if I can say. I might get murdered. It pertains to a Hollywood power couple. And it's like, this shit ain't real. But, you know?
It's definitely a phenomenon that has been exacerbated by the internet.
Oh god, yeah. But also talking to people who straight up believe everything they read.
And there are more of those than you think.
They're very common.
Yeah, you would tell that story about that dude when you worked in that pub, right?
Yeah. But I mean,
carried like documents around.
Yeah. I mean, he was the most extreme. He's the most extreme I've ever met. But other people, it's just like regurgitating shit. What's that?
And that was pre-COVID, right? Or was that mid-COVID?
It would have been pre-COVID.
That's crazy.
I wasn't really there.
Because it really went out of control around 2020, I feel, as well.
Maybe it was 2020. It could have been. But I doubt it. Yeah, I don't think it was.
Because like Mum talks about, she's got this friend back in New Zealand that's always sending her stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's like the 15-minute city conspiracies and like electric cars. There are conspiracies to control you, to limit like how far you can travel, and like this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
It's like actually unhinged.
Yeah, and that sort of stuff isn't interesting to me.
It's so dumb. It's like so ridiculously stupid.
Yeah. But the more out there it is, like the moon landing, right? Ridiculously, obviously did happen.
Yeah.
But it would be fucking impressive if it didn't. You know?
But like, did you see, I think I saw a clip on Twitter of it. Matt Walsh went on Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen this.
Yeah, where he says
And this was Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really believe that, do you, Joe?
Yeah, and it's right after, because, like, he contradicts himself.
I can't remember what they're talking about a different conspiracy and then switch to...
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other one was, but it wound up with...
No, because they're talking about flat Earth.
That's right,
Right?
yeah.
And Joe is like, so you believe all these governments, like, agree and believe that this happened? Or that this is the case? Like, they're working together to tell everyone that the Earth is round when it's actually flat.
Yeah.
And then he talks about the moon landing, and he's like, well, what if it didn't happen?
Yeah.
It's like, well, surely China would be like...
Yeah. It gets really messed up when it's someone with that influence
Yeah.
spreading that kind of thing, because it really has an effect on people. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, you couldn't spread these idiot ideas, like, before the internet, you know? You couldn't create these little micro-communities around these hyper-specific conspiracy theories and all egg each other on and share your sources and whatnot and just spread the insanity.
Yeah. And, like, the pyramid shit, man.
The pyramid stuff. And, yeah, because I
aliens
really
built the
feel like
pyramid.
people like Joe Rogan have sped up this stuff. You know, always having, like, Graham Hancock on and...
Yeah. There's an obsession. Although I do like the alien stuff. That's very fun.
Well, it's like, yeah, I like engaging with it just on, like, a purely hypothetical, this is, like, fun, just...
Yeah, that's
silly.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's... A lot of people don't treat it that way. They treat it as real, and then they'll start forming real-life opinions around it and, like, their worldview around these things. And it's like... Even if, like, some of it was true, my thing is just like, okay, like... How's that going to affect my life right now, you know?
Yeah,
Who cares?
it's like simulation theory.
Yeah.
It's like, we
Yes.
know now.
Yeah, it's like a philosophical thought exercise, but once you've finished the thoughts, then it's gone, and you're just back to...
Boring old... Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely been more and more of a thing, because I just really don't feel like it was as intrusive. Early internet.
Hell no. It was memed.
Yeah.
It existed, but it was...
It's more fringe, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas now you'll just see like a TikTok or a YouTube short of just some straight up conspiracy theory.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of people... There's more people that believe the Earth is flat now than like 2,000 years ago.
No, it's not right. Let's do two more here. We wrap up nearly an hour already. Schledit says, I am hereby submitting a formal request to Jamie Beltman. May I use your fat roller chair... Let me try that again. May I use your fat roller chair bound doctor as a character in my story? I like to write slightly absurdist stuff influenced by guys like Kurt Vonnegut and Thomas Peiken. My mistake if I said that wrong. Even a little Wes Anderson for a film reference. I think the irony and comedy of a doctor so fat he only travels by chair would be perfect for my tone. FYI, regardless of your response, I will be shamelessly stealing this idea. Thank you.
The only thing I'd say is that it's obviously not absurd because it's just real.
It's real. But
Just
that's
fact.
like another thing where sometimes with the creative writing you almost have to be less insane than what is real, because like you watch these like documentaries that I don't know, they'll show a story that happened to somebody that is so unbelievable that you can only believe it because it's in a documentary and there's like proof of it.
Yeah.
And it's like real. And if it was in a fictional narrative, you'd be like, that's just dumb.
Yeah.
There's like a delicate balance with that kind of thing.
Yeah, the world has bad writing.
Yeah. Inconsistent characters.
Yeah.
Randomness that's unpredictable.
Coincidences.
Coincidences galore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you give them permission?
Whatever.
If you put
Go for it.
If you put Jim's name somewhere in it.
You call the fat Dr. Jim. Dr. Jim.
Dr. Jim.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good little ode. Bathtub Tom has this. Hi Jar. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately is the current irony epidemic we're living in. I've seen numerous artists and creators complain about this online, where very little meaningful discourse is being had about art/politics in favour of sarcastic responses, memes and one-liners. This makes it incredibly hard to engage with things like films or music when a large amount of the discourse online is occupied by ironic responses and a lack of sincere thought and opinions. I've even been finding this is in real life. Some people I met at uni only ever engage with things with surface level ironic jokes, and in some cases I feel like I don't actually know anything about them. I'm all for a good giggle, but I really feel like this lack of sincerity and unwillingness to truly care is detrimental to our lives. I blame a lot of it on social media and algorithms that reward outrageous/extreme/funny stuff. Sorry for the long one, lads. Cheers. No need to apologise. That was the perfect length. What do you think of that one?
I think you're just British.
It's part of what bugs me about like the Pandora's box that I guess like Rick and Morty opened, the apathy Deadpool thing, where it's like you're not allowed to be sincere. It would be too risky to be sincere.
It is a risk. But I don't know, being genuine is like a little bit hard. You know?
Isn't that the issue with it though, right? Like it is hard to be genuine. But if you build into the fact that your shit sucks, it's like a built-in shield.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like that's why being genuine is hard. Because you have to be like.
But I've met people like this before where they have that dial up so high where it's like I genuinely don't know like who you are or what you believe at all, because all you can possibly say is like a irony quip, and it's like it's funny in little doses, but it's like you do that for a little bit, then you say your real opinion or whatever, and then you have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Maybe these people don't want conversations.
Maybe. But there is also like, I do like a lot of the irony humour, if I'm being real. It's funny.
Like Deadpool.
Is it even ironic humour though?
I don't even know what irony is.
No one does. It's not even real.
I thought it was an element.
It's a conspiracy.
I thought it was on the periodic table.
Real irony is like
irony,
an actual, like a writing technique. Dramatic irony is like what you want a lot of the time for like a real punchy scene or structure.
Romeo and Juliet.
There you go. Thank you, brother. Bring it back to Shakespeare. Always, always, always.
Macbeth.
Woo!
A Midsummer's Night.
Midsummer's Night Dream or something?
A Midsummer's Night Dream?
Shakespeare Part 2.
Shakespeare, he only did 3 plays, right?
1.5. And anyway, it was all ghost written by aliens.
It was ghost written by the pyramids.
Yeah, I don't know.
There is no answer.
It's more the sincerity thing.
That
I have.
Well, if you want sincerity, threaten them.
It's why like the Marvel dialogue is like a meme at this point.
Yeah.
It's like you're undercutting the sincerity with like, it's right behind me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or whatever. I've got guns as arms. You know.
Key is fucking Bumblebee. I've got sword arms.
That was another thing.
Yeah, people in the comments like, it's actually kind of fire, bro. Shut the fuck up. Fucking, that better be irony.
I'm gonna watch it.
Fuck you. Fuck
I've just got to be part of the conversation.
No, you fucking don't.
Just ironically, though.
Yeah, because it's like going to the cinema to see Despicable Me fucking 9, right?
But most people do love them.
No, but if I went in, like, in my head it would be like, they know I'm only going as a joke, right? You know, it is like a protective barrier, you know?
Yeah. But I guess it's like a measurement of...
I've never seen a Despicable Me movie in the cinema.
I don't think I have.
Post-ironic.
Actually. But like, when I inevitably go and see Venom 3, The Last Dance, for example, there will be some sick level of enjoyment, probably.
You're just saying you're gonna like the movie.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not a sincere enjoyment of the film. It's like,
yeah,
it's at both of our expenses, where I'm like,
you're paying.
I'm paying, so I'm saying as a customer, make more.
Yeah.
But I'm going, and the whole time I'm like, this sucks, but this is awesome.
Yeah. Like, you're enjoying your time with it.
Yeah. Like, we both saw The Meg and The Meg 2 on the big screen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
And there was definitely some sick, twisted, ironic enjoyment in there.
Yeah.
And
but at that point, I'd go as far as to say that The Meg is just a good film. Because of that.
The Meg is just a good film. What about The Meg Part 2?
No, The Meg Part 2 sucks. I hate that film. First one is, I don't know. I do need to get Letterboxd. The first one's like a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, you gotta come back and bring some sincerity to that fucking.
Yeah. The Meg is a 4. Kung Fu Panda's a fucking 2.
Yeah, or like, when I went to see Megalopolis, for example, there was no part of me that really thought it was going to be great. And my best hopes were that it would be funny. Ironically funny.
Uh-huh.
For more like the story around it existing and the craziness of self-funding such a piece of shit like that.
More power to him.
Well, yeah. So I don't know.
Hang on.
It's always a case-by-case basis. Or whatever.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. Irony. The expression of one's meaning by using language that normally signifies the opposite. Typically for humorous or... Oh, so it's kind of sarcasm.
Deadpool. Are you going to watch it?
What, Deadpool?
Deadpool 3.
Maybe... Probably.
And will that be a sincere watch?
No.
I guess I didn't mention I've seen it. On Jar.
That's all you need to say.
I've seen it. It's one of the biggest movies of the year. I didn't say anything about it.
Okay.
I thought Gambit was really funny.
But you love Channing Tatum.
I do quite like him. I find him funny.
I find him
funny. But honestly, my biggest problem is just it's just the ugliest piece of shit. Visuals. It really bugs me. It's like, why does it have to look this bad? It looks so unbelievably ugly and bad. Even if, like, you know, Hugh Jackman's
Does it
good.
look... He does look good in it, to be fair. Does it look worse than the other Deadpool movies?
It's been a while, but it might actually look worse. It was so soundstagey.
Yeah.
It's just like the lighting is like the same in like every scene, and the locations are so fake. And like when it goes into the crazy action and stuff, it's just that sheen, that look.
Mm-hmm.
There was this shot that was going around of like, I won't spoil anything, but towards the end of the movie, this like Deadpool and Wolverine, they like smash out the back of a bus, and then stand there for a few seconds, and like they look like this rubber goo shit, and it's like, man, I hate the way this looks. I think it was the Free Guy director as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I think it was him, Sean Levy. So I got a hate boner for that dude. Hate his direction. It's just completely carried by Hugh Jackman. You know,
he's a good Wolverine. Can't deny.
He is a good Wolverine. Yeah.
I hate Ryan Reynolds' style of let's get in as many celebrities as we can. That will be funny.
Yeah.
Like there's a video, an interview with him when he's explaining the process of like pitching Deadpool 2 with the X-Force bit when Brad Pitt
is the joke.
Yeah. And it's like, and then I'll get Brad Pitt. And everyone's like, yeah. You know, like laughing and
Memberberry,
like, crying and shit.
It's not even Memberberry. It's like, it's just reference.
Yeah,
it's the Big Bang Theory. The joke is the reference.
Yeah, it's totally vapid,
Yeah.
and it just means in like 10 years. I mean, I bet there's a bunch of people who saw it, like younger people who were like, "Who's that?"
Oh, for like Brad Pitt, you mean?
Yeah, like who?
Yeah.
What fucking relevant shit is Brad Pitt in now?
Train kill?
Fast Train? Like who the fuck is it? Yeah. And 90% of, does he mention fucking Green Lantern?
I don't think they mention Green Lantern, but they mention Orange is Wolverine, I think. And there's a reference to the proposal.
Okay.
So it's like the same kind of joke at the expense of his
Yeah.
career and how much it sucks. But it's fine now because he's Deadpool, baby. So now he's untouchable. Did he go to Diddy's things?
Maybe.
The character of Deadpool was at Diddy's parties.
Yeah, fucking time travel back to Diddy's party, Deadpool. Undo that.
Because like the second one did have Josh Brolin in it, I guess.
Yeah.
Who rocks. He rocks, man.
No, that's the one from The Fast and the Furious.
Oh, Hobbs and Shaw with Ryan Reynolds cameo.
Fuck.
I can't take it anymore, bro. This web of lies. Or this web of truths, depending on which angle you see it through. You're gonna like Nice Pool though when you get to it.
I've basically
You've seen the whole film.
I've seen
in
the
shorts,
whole
haven't
movie
you?
in shorts. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of is one of those where it's like so many scenes designed around like soying over a you know.
Yeah. Yo, fucking Blade is back.
Spoilers.
Everyone's
back.
Yeah, Electra fucking Warhammer guy, Henry Cavill as Wolverine for like a split second. Oh look, it's Henry Cavill.
That's right.
Ah yes, funny. He's there.
There's actually more of a joke to that than the Brad Pitt one, because that was like a slight at DC.
Right.
At least there's like a joke there.
Okay.
I'm with you. I like when there's actually like a joke.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
mean,
really good scene in the where they like have a fight in like this family car. It's probably the best scene in the movie.
I think I've seen the beginning of it.
Where Wolverine just like has like a minute long speech about why Deadpool sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just spot on.
Yeah. Like, are you supposed to agree?
It's kind of that weird problem where if a character's written to be annoying, it's such a fine line. And like all the characters around him are like, you're so fucking annoying, shut up. Like, when it's like, oh, it's just true. Like, you're unbearable.
Yeah.
But like in Empire Strikes Back, C-3PO kind of is that. But I find that funny as fuck.
Yeah, he's kind of the you couldn't get more opposite to Deadpool, could you?
It's more sincere, though.
Yes.
Like, it's painfully sincere.
Wow, you brought that fucking all the way around back. Yeah. Yeah, C-3PO is the realest motherfucker.
Has anyone ever said that before? That string of words. C-3PO is the realest motherfucker. I saw an awesome picture of someone who'd done a couple's costume. It was Leia and C-3PO for some reason. And the guy who was dressed as C-3PO, he just felt like a yellow shirt on and like yellow trousers. And he just like painted himself like yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Or gold or whatever. It was awesome.
I love it.
But yeah, leave your favorite Deadpool cameo in the comments below, and leave your hopes and dreams for. Remember that show, Movie Fights?
Oy. Yeah.
Screen Junkies.
Yeah.
It's only in my mind because YMS on his stream, he watched the old Movie Fights that he was on in like 2015 or whatever. So it's a reminder because like. Yeah, it was so long ago. Because I used to watch like Movie Fights a bunch.
Yeah, I did.
I quite enjoyed it, even if it was like goofy in retrospect.
Yeah.
It's very silly. And I forgot where I was going with that.
YMS looked at his old ones.
Yeah, but I can't
remember. Was
remember.
it emotional?
It was extremely emotional. Where were we?
Movie Fights.
Deadpool, Movie Fights.
I remember them arguing over why Deadpool is going to be so fire. They were like, what's the best moment from the trailer? I think the best moment was when he says the brown pants. Because he's all about poo.
That's right, yeah. I was going to say, let's do a Movie Fights. Because
okay.
they have segments where it was like, pitch your dream Die Hard prequel.
Right, okay.
And then like whoever gets the points wins the round or whatever for their best pitch. So I'm thinking like Deadpool 4. Deadpool 4, what is...
Dream pitch.
Dream pitch Deadpool 4 to win the Movie Fights round. Here's mine, right? Deadpool and Spider-Man.
See, that's where my lame-ass head went straight away.
Nah, but listen. And Venom.
Oh, shit. Like Tom Hardy Venom.
Tom Hardy Venom.
Fuck, that's hard to beat.
You don't even need to explain what happens. The Venom will go on Deadpool and there'll be like a whole Venomized Deadpool scene.
Oh, shit.
The pop vinyls will fly off the shelves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everyone will be nutting themselves in the crowds.
Yeah.
Tom Holland can have a joke about his career. Ryan Reynolds can joke about Tom Holland. Make a Zendaya joke or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's quite convincing.
What about yours?
You might have to take mine out.
Okay, if I have to take it out, this is the end of the episode, okay?
Okay.
If it just stops, then Jim's one was too fucked to leave in.
I was gonna say,